Hello, my wonderful people. I don't come again. No, I beg you. This headline. Why can't it come? My wonderful people, the lovers of Biafra freedom. Make on I hear what in the happen. Oh, make on I hear the trending video where they online now. OHANAEZE ndị believe. Abịago na akwaye Tinubu aja n'ukwu. Look at how the southeast will be destroyed if you people don't do anything fast about this OHANAEZE ndị Igbo, my dear people, my dear Biafran brothers, my dear Igbo people, the southeasterners. It will be too late for us. Imagine the so-called OHANAEZE ndị Igbo telling Tinubu to declare state of emergency in the southeast, as if what is happening in the southeast is anything to compare with what's happening in the northeast, northwest, and north central. For how many years now? The killings that is happening in these three northern region I call now have nothing, not even an inch of it is happening in the southeast. But could you people believe that OHANAEZE ndị Igbo have the guts and the temerity to call Tinubu to declare state of emergency in our own territory? Then the question is it not the same OHANAEZE ndị Igbo that went the other day and said they are having meeting with Hope Uzodimma? Hope Uzodimma now that is championing and directing the affairs of the so-called OHANAEZE ndị Igbo. People are clapping for Hope Uzodimma that he want to call a meeting for the release of Martin Nnamdi Kanu. For the over 2 years, Martin Nnamdi Kanu have been in detention. Nobody knows exactly what Hope Uzodimma is trying to do. He's trying to buy the minds of people because he have already known that election that is coming on November 11, he have failed woefully. Now we want to use that same Biafra that he hated, that same Biafra that have been killing the youth that is supporting for the movement of Biafra in his own constituency. Almost the whole youth in nobody, no single youth there now. If you go there now, the only thing where you go see there now is either dogs, goats, and chickens, including few old people. The whole youth there, Hope Uzodimma have murdered all of them. That same Hope Uzodimma is trying to buy the minds of Biafrans, and they are clapping for him. And I was looking at them and said, look at these fools. What do people think that you are doing? Supporting somebody who went and they bought the bubago from Niger Delta and Fulani military foot soldiers to be killing his own people. And people are clapping for him now simply because he called a meeting. He just tried to strategize so that he can get, at least if he can be able to get 1% of people's vote, then the rest will be a history. He maneuver it and continue killing the people of Imo State. Look at Iwanyanwu Abikilongbe. Who is that buffalo? Who is they said is the president of OHANAEZE ndị Igbo general. So I don't know, our people have been doomed forever. They have been doomed forever. Anyway, my wonderful people, this is a part of the headlines that we are going to anchor our news in. But this you never see anything coming safe. I have a very wonderful headline for you to see now before I can be able to analyze this news. Make on hear waiting the so-called president of the Fulani government of Nigeria is saying exactly what Muhammadu Buhari said in 2015, that if anything venture happened that he didn't win that election, that baboons and other things will soak in blood. This one again comes again with his own threat. Imagine the case that we have in court. If P2B make this statement now, the whole internet will be on fire. If P2B have ventured to make even anything not even similar to this, just make anyhow. Look at what is happening now. P2B, they have been granted interviews on behalf of P2B that he is not even aware of, simply because they want to tarnish his image in this case that they have in tribunal. Look at what the president of Fulani government is saying. Removing me as a president over failure to score 25% in Abuja may trigger anarchy in Nigeria. Tinubu wants tribunal. In other words, he has already told the tribunal that if you ever rule anything that not in his favor, my dear brothers and sisters, there will be anarchy. When they talk of anarchy, are you trying to tell me that DSS is not supposed to investigate this very statement? No, they will not investigate him. But let an Igbo man make this kind of statement, let that Apuga presidential candidate for Onosha make this statement. Let people make this statement and see where they will find themselves. And yet you people come and tell me right before my face and tell me that one Nigeria will work. One Nigeria my food. One Nigeria my food. If they cannot give us the Biafra, it's better than end that country called Nigeria. As simple as that. Because they cannot tell me that in a country whereby everybody have equal rights, in other words, Nigeria is being owned by Igbo people. All these ones are what they are, foreigners in our land. Yoruba is a foreigner, Hausa is a foreigner, Fulani is a foreigner. Yes. In the high wide whole world, you can never go anywhere and hear anybody speak Igbo unless that person is from Nigeria. Go to our other African countries. We have a Yoruba country there. That is where they come from. We have Hausa, Fulani, that one. Hausa and Fulani, all of these people, they are foreigners in this land. But they have come to take over the land, just like what happened between Australia and Fiji. The owners of Australia is Fiji people. But Australia intimidated them simply because they think they are white and pushed them out and sent them to one remote country called Fiji. And that is where the blacks stay. The blacks are the owners of Australia. That's exactly what is happening in Nigeria. Igbos are the owner for Nigeria, but out of their mumunes and saboteurs against their own people, that is why it's been taken away from them. And look at them. OHANAEZE Igbo telling Tinubu, a foreigner, to declare state of emergency in their own ancestral land, and people are clapping for them. Ogun, Amadioha, now go do on something. Anyway, my wonderful people, my viewers and subscribers all over the world, in fact, I don't want to take much of your time. Do not forget to subscribe as you're watching, like, share, and also comment. All the very, very important. I want us to do what? Let us go straight to the reason why we're here this morning. In fact, touching your tooth belt, because this news, I will do it chamfa. Everyone here, I put chamfa. Let us start the news by this People's Gazette. Removing me as a president over failure to secure 25% in Abuja may trigger anarchy in the land. Tinubu warns tribunal. A case that is in tribunal, you start to warn them by this time. That means, my dear brothers and sisters, if you are expecting good news before, just expect bad news, because he don't come out openly now and make it clear that he's not even ready to give up that office, even if the court says do so. Yes, now. Since they have started disobeying court, can't you see what is happening in DSS between Emefiele and the DSS? You hold somebody for over 1 month without no any charges. Nothing. When the court says so, you come out now. You have looked everywhere. You cannot see anything to charge Emefiele. Now, what they are saying now is that they are saying Emefiele for illegal possession of arms. Oh, Chineke. You are taking him for illegal possession of firearms. Where we say even their lawyer don't come out and say that the only pump action they saw in the Emefiele house have a complete documents that covers it. So now you don't even know what to do now. It's only charging the Emefiele for illegal possession of firearms. I thought you people said before you're charging him for financing terrorism. That is the issue on 16th of December. At the 6th of December, when you people said, oh, Emefiele must be arrested, simply because you don't find him worthy to be there, simply because he contested for APC primaries, or you want to contest for APC primaries. This one now witch hunting, make a throw. Now witch hunting that they do for Emefiele. Illegal possession of firearms for my food. I better go, let us proceed, because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has warned members of the Presidential Election Tribunal that removing him as president could lead to a breakdown of law and order in Nigeria. PWB have not said anything. People are carrying a propaganda around. This one, where this man come out now, can't say this one. Nobody will say anything. The lies of Festus Akpamo, Bayo Nonoga, Dela Alake, and the so-called hungry pig, FFK, they will not say anything concerning this one. But if na P2B here, the internet would have been on fire. Everywhere would have been breaking down. If P2B mistakenly come out now and said, if the tribunal did not judge this case rightly, I will tell obedience to hit the street and protest. Be rest assured that in the next 48 hours, P2B will be in DSS custody. But look at the so-called president of the Fulani government of Nigeria. The statement is making over a case that's already in the tribunal. He's coming out to threaten the entire process of it, and nobody is saying anything. Mr. Tinubu admitted his failure to score 25% of votes cast in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, but said it was insufficient to overturn his victory as declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Any other interpretation from different from this will lead to absurdity, chaos, anarchy, and altercation of very intention of the legislature. Mr. Tinubu's lawyers, led by Wale Olanipeko, said in their final defense statement to the court. The lawyers were specifically addressing a section of the Nigerian Constitution that said a presidential candidate must score 25% of votes in 2/3 of Nigeria's 36 states and the capital and the Federal Capital Territory or Abuja. Public commentary has been rife about the intention of the clause after Mr. Tinubu won the highest number of votes in a three-way presidential race in February but failed to score 25% in the Federal Capital Territory. Mr. Tinubu's team said courts have always been careful about giving extreme interpretation of the Constitution that could spark chaos. Our courts have always adopted the purposeful approach of the interpretation of our Constitution as exemplified in a host of decisions, the team said. They also said Mr. Tinubu will still have won the election even if he didn't score anything in Abuja and one other state, although this was not the argument of petitions Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party and Peter Obi of Labour Party. Even if there was no election in one state, including the Federal Capital Territory, or even if the election of a state and states, including the Federal Capital Territory, are voided, the entire election cannot be voided or cancelled. In concluding our argument on this issue, we urge the court to hold that any election where the electorate exercise their public-script, there is neither a loyal ballot nor loyal voter, and that residents of the Federal Capital Territory do not have any special voting rights over residents of any other state of the Federation in a matter of similar to the concept of preferential shareholding in company law, according to his lawyers. We urge this court to resolve this issue against the petitions and in favor of the respondent, the lawyers said. New people now are telling the court what to do, telling the court to judge in the favor of your candidate when the case is not yet over. Sit-at-home orders declare state of emergency in Southeast. OHANAEZE Ndi Igbo to Tinubu. The OHANAEZE Ndi Igbo Social Cultural Organization has urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to declare a state of emergency over the sit-at-home order in the Southeast. OHANAEZE said declaring a state of emergency will send a strong signal to the Southeast governors who will now be compelled to find a lasting solution to the order. The lasting solution to the sit-at-home is the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Come, this OHANAEZE Ndi Igbo say, where do people stand? Are you people with the Igbos, or you are just OHANAEZE Ndi Igbo and OHANAEZE Ndi EFULEFU? Why are you calling the state governors to compel how to tackle the menace of sit-at-home, whereby the person that is being called for the sit-at-home is still in the custody of the DSS, languishing, no trial for nothing? Even when the court says, allow this man to go, they said no. And you still want the governor, what can governors do? Can they go and break the DSS and break out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so that the sit-at-home menace will stop? Now I know that these people are not OHANAEZE Ndi Igbo, they are just OHANAEZE OHANAEZE Ndara. Daily Post recalled that the Biafran dictator Simon Ekpa has severally declared sit-at-home in the Southeast. The order by the Ekpa had aggravated the crisis in the Southeast, a situation that had led to an attempt to cripple the economic activities of the region. Reacting, OHANAEZE's Secretary General Okuchukwu Isiguzoro said the body would not allow ECPA to destroy the economic activities of the Southeast. Speaking with Daily Post, Isiguzoro said, a desperate moment needs desperate action. We want to warn again that OHANAEZE will not fold its arms and allow miscreants to destroy economic activities in the Southeast. If possible, where this sit-at-home is happening should be declared a state of emergency. This is what Tinubu will do. That will make the Southeast governors sit up and find a lasting solution to the problem. This is Guzoro. Very soon, Namadi and I go visit you because you have been speaking from two sides of your mouth. Ekpa has declared a second Biafra war, which Igbos are not ready to fight. Igbos are supporting Tinubu and would assist in ensuring that this rebellion is squashed. Ekpa's action is an attempt to divide Igbos, and we wonder why Peter Obi and the rest are not talking. We hope this is not a conspiracy against the president. I don't see him now. Why they go no koko bushra ya won je toro ya toro. This one are people where they fight for Biafra. Now people where they fight for, what do they call it? For igbos. Now you are calling P2B. Tell me what P2B is going to do in this situation. Whereby even the court have already said, free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, let him go. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is being released and there are still the menace of sit at home in the southeastern region, then that is when everybody will arise and say, enough is enough. But you are still holding the leader of over 70 million people, and you are still calling for them that you need to declare sit at home. Come, who be this Isaac with yourself? Nnamdi Kanu can't actualize Biafra. Release him. Primet Ayodele advises Tinubu. The leader of the Evangelical Spiritual Church, Primet Elijah Ayodele, on Sunday advised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. Primet Ayodele said, Kanu cannot actualize Biafra Republic, neither can he cause a division in Nigeria because he doesn't have the power. In a statement signed by his media aide, Osho Oluwatosin, Ayodele said, IPOB members are only crying out due to marginalization, an issue that can easily be resolved. He urged Tinubu to have mercy on the embattled leader of the prescribed group, according to him. Ayodele Primet made it known that at God's appointed time, Nigeria will divide without bloodshed or violence, but peacefully. He said, President Tinubu should look into the issue of Nnamdi Kanu and let justice prevail. I advise Mr. Tinubu to release him because he won't be the one to divide Nigeria. He cannot even actualize Biafra Republic in Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB members will only make noise. They are only shouting because of marginalization, which can easily be resolved. They can't cause division in Nigeria or in the country. When God is ready, we will divide the country himself, and there will be no bloodshed or violence, according to Primet Ayodele. Senate denies pardon supplementary budget to get 70 billion that they want to share. Ndara. The 10th Senate said report it pardoned the supplementary budget which was passed into the law last week were mischievous. The upper legislative chamber was reacting to the report in some online news outlets that the sum of 70 billion naira was pardoned into the supplementary budget as a gift from the executive arm of government. In a statement issued on Sunday by the chairman, Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Senator Yemi Adara Mudu, and made public to newsmen in Abuja, he wondered how the purveyors arrived at such reports, stating that passing laws was exclusive to lawmakers, hence they needed no gift from the executive arm of the government before doing their work. The statement asserted that the passage of the Supplementary Appropriation Act was to accommodate funding for federal government palliative for the Nigerian public, among other national demands. Suffice to say that passage is part of the absolute constitutional duty of the Senate and the House of Reps. We would therefore not wish to join issues with the mischief and mispresentation that a portion of the just passed Amendment Act that appropriated 70 billion was a gift to the legislators, the statement noted. Senator Adara Modu said that a visit to the suits, offices, and general structures of the National Assembly complex will reveal a yearning and a need for extended attention. Many senators have to bring their chairs, tables, and electronics, and in many cases, do sundry repairs. Ndara, Asiabaya. The much debated allocation will not be paid to any legislator. This will be managed by the National Assembly bureaucracy. It is pertinent to also note that the National Assembly complex does not abuse only the legislators, does not house only the legislators. There are thousands of workers and service providers whose working environment need a facelift and all the necessary tools. With 70 billion naira that can build 70 national assemblies. 70 billion that can build national. My God have mercy. Since the assembly complex is not owned by the legislators who are merely political beds or passes, such an allocation cannot be termed by anyone as appellative to the legislators. I know they must find a way to cover this. Facelift, 70 billion naira. The highest purging of the palliative budget by the National Assembly only exists in the minds of those who are all out to discredit the 10th Assembly. There is nothing like purging, as alleged by some misformed media outfits. We wish to urge fellow compatriots to see the National Assembly as partners in the progress of Nigeria. Not at all. Can never, not at all. Sit at home, share 50,000 naira palliatives every Monday. Shehu Sani profile solution to the sit at home that everybody will come out in working. Former Kaduna Central lawmaker, Senator Shehu Sani has suggested to the federal government and southeastern government a solution to end the sit at home menace crippling the economy of the region. Daily Post record that the factional leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Simon Ekpa, has been declaring a series of sit-at-home in the southeast zone in protest of the continued detention of a leader of the proscribed group, according to them, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Senator Sani suggested that since the sit-at-home is usually observed on Mondays, the government should start sharing 50,000 naira palliatives to southeasterners residents in marketplaces every Monday in order to make them come out. In a tweet on Sunday, the former lawmaker wrote, share 50,000 naira palliative in the market every Monday to end the sit at home. His suggestion was hailed by knocks and kudos. Wahala no dey finish you, my wonderful people. I said what? Wahala, you know they finish. That is how they keep making suggestions that they have not heard. You don't even know that these people now, the more you make this suggestion, the more they have nothing to do, and they have nothing to what do they call it, to offer to the poor masses or to the people that is doing the sit at home. Anyway, my wonderful people, my viewers and subscribers all over the world. In fact, I'm not gonna use this one now. They step down until you hear my voice again. I say, man, you're one of the only who daily talk. It was just a brief message that I want to bring to the door, to the desk this morning, so that everybody will not say me. I never they back out. Oh, I see there the game. I see there can be. Have a nice day, my wonderful people. May the good Lord bless us all, the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Until I come your way again, remain blessed. Bye for now, my wonderful people. Que messiano.